Yeah, I'm not gonna go that way.
I can't wait to laugh at the garbage Aladdin movie coming out.
Derek, you got a reason for being tardy?
If we gave you a reason,
Yeah.
would you accept it? Like if our reason was valid?
Hey, come on in.
What are you doing?
It should be so, I think back there.
Step on me, girl. Oh, yeah. No headphones. Her lunch isn't allowed to stay outside anymore.
I can see. I just.
Because all your friends that be
Say like,
inside.
she's trying to make back. You like, yeah.
No, this is because people are
And that is just being lame.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, he said I want to, they do football. They can't be, the people calling the football don't even need no harm, bro. They can't hurt throw a match, bro. They just have, they ain't trying to hurt nobody. But it's the people who don't know how to pick up the trash. It's the people.
Oh my goodness.
That's not like all that over here. How was your weekend, Paul? Well, you about to say it was bad. It wasn't bad, it's just, no, you gotta say that.
You know what's out there.
You see that?
Some people, I don't understand.
Go back there where my top shelf is a pink towel. You can look at what's wrong.
So, no, great. Because when I asked Becca about it, she was like, I need one day not be tempted and I'm not going to until the world is ready to know.
Yeah, I would have been hard.
I was like, what? So, like, if anyone ever says I may or may not date this person, we're dating them.
You want an apron that's so
I just can't sometimes where it's like,
Same with the towels.
I was mad that when I messaged them and asked, I was just like, hey, good luck. And they were like, you don't need to know, you don't need to worry about it. When I literally was like, hey, y'all dating? I made sure I didn't go up and was like, oh, ha 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 ha.
Usually I like
Hannah wasn't as rude. I just thought attitude. I was like,
Mr. John Wick.
Usually like just.
The ACC was just trying to move his board on the left out.
There you go.
what?
And I put the box in the
Oh,
towel.
yeah, look.
It's not good.
All right. And on this side.
Cousin.
Grace in here.
I'm giving her that.
I'm missing.
About like that real.
This wall, one of my teachers told me that they moved the ACT for Thursday. One of my teachers told me they moved the ACT for Thursday.
They did.
Okay. ACTs are Thursday for anybody wondering.
Thursday and Friday.
You see, that's what I was thinking.
I wasn't even Thursday.
I don't know what I'm doing.
All the teachers are getting flu, really bad flu across the state from Friday.
Right.
Yeah, that's how we're saying.
Hopefully I get it. So I'm not in school.
If it's a.
See, they're like, they tell you, they're like, if you're sick, stay home, but if we stay home, we get an absence and it's unexcused.
No, Nigel?
No.
No.
You going over this, right?
Yeah.
The only need to refresh you from home. Well, I don't know.
Plus that.
I'm pretty sure number one guy. I don't even know. But,
Number one has to do with the lab on Friday.
or I don't know. So
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I don't know, we gotta divide by 1,000.
I'm good. But I still want to eat.
That's supposed to say they fought at the same rate.
Hey, there, who did that? Who did that?
All right, are we ready to go over it? No? Okay. Don't mean to be pushy over here.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Her never said.
You know what?
Oh, yeah, you gotta say something. You gotta say something. Say something like me. I took her cheese.
Exactly.
I told you I'm gonna buy you. I bought all the others and I still save money because I gotta buy that crazy cheese.
Here's what she got.
Do you think I went to Walmart at 12 o'clock at night?
I went to Walmart at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I'm sorry if you don't have a light at 2 o'clock in the morning. Say, I'm sorry you don't have a light at 2 o'clock in the morning. I
need
sleep.
Can I grab some, can I give your agua?
Say what?
Want some Casa es un agua?
I'm guessing you had to
Your
figure
house?
out. Yeah.
You say
It
your
didn't
house?
sound like you
water?
did that.
It's the same thing. Can I get something up? No, seriously.
Hey, you go get some water.
I appreciate it.
My friend really said, he was like, dude, if you put hand sanitizer on when you go in the bathroom, you don't need to wash your hands. I was like, no, it was like one of my friends, like, he was my friend, but he was like, because we're having a whole conversation. You're like, what do you look like? Do you use
That's
hand
probably
soap
one
or
of
like
the best
bar
water
soap?
fountains.
He's like,
I got better not white. Like, I ain't got black.
No.
So good.
I've never been cold. Yeah, that's why I said. There's one.
I don't even drink water.
And there's one right there. And then I think the office is on. I don't know his name. I got a jacket.
Shut up.
That big 30.
This is wrinkly, though. Right, bro. He was like, how much it cost? It costs mind your business.
You go get it.
You gotta wait.
How about now?
Sure.
All right. So I've checked to see who goes for ACT fourth period, so I'm ready to see what y'all know.
I think I was supposed to go.
Did you not go earlier?
8:30.
I took it on vacation.
Yeah, you should have already gone. What's your last night?
I seen like
Call me later.
3 different.
She was like, I'm gonna call everybody that didn't go with like you.
Don't be shocked. If they do call you. Estella, did you go?
She said to go.
It was on my classroom. I didn't know.
All right, so in the first one, what do I do to find kilograms? You will have to do this somewhere on the test tomorrow.
Divide by 1,000.
You gotta divide by 1,000. So take your 125 and divide by 1,000. So what do you get?
0.125.
0.125. Okay? All right, what did we learn last week acceleration is? Yeah. What's the unit? Where do you find the unit if you forget tomorrow on the test? On your orange sheets, what's the unit? Meters per second per second. But if you don't know it tomorrow, you can look it up. Remember, how many of y'all are getting tired of me writing your test grade down and then putting minus so much under your test grade because you keep losing points for units? Nothing like looking out your window and seeing kids run down that side street.
Jenny, I wish I was with them.
Me too. Maybe they should take us next time.
Yeah.
All right, how you gonna find force? How you gonna find force? Derek, put your phone up. Mass times acceleration. So F equals ma. All right, so force equals, which mass do we use on the test? The kg. What would be the point in changing it to kilograms if we weren't going to use kilograms, right? So Joseph, put your phone up. All right, times acceleration, which is what? All right, so we got what, Grace? 1.125. And what's the unit on a force? Newtons. You put newtons there. Questions about how you would calculate any of those 3 spots? Okay? So, if 2 men jump off a building, will they fall at the same rates?
Yes.
Why?
That's all I know.
All right, if you say those 2 answers minus 3 points from on the test, they're both wrong. I won't give you anything.
Wait, what?
What?
If you answered yes because they're holding hands and that's how life goes, I will not give you any points. They're not the right answers. It's just wrong. Okay? What are the right answers? If you answered yes, what is the right answer? That is a correct answer I will take. She answered yes because the pull of gravity is 9.8 on each man. I will take that answer. You could have answered no. What would be the right answer for no? Correct. You could have just as easily have said no. And you could tell me the air resistance is different on each man. I will take either answer. But if you tell me they're holding hands, the answer is no. If you tell me that's how life goes, the answer is also no. Minus whatever the point value is tomorrow. Those will not get you any points. Okay? Because it's wrong. It's not based in science. All right, question 3. How do we find the weight of a box? What's the formula to find weight? All right, so F equals mg. All right, F is weight. What's the mass? And what's G? So what's the weight?
196.
Okay, what unit do you put on it?
Did you accidentally summon me?
Yeah.
Summon. What's wrong?
I must have hit the side button and Siri thought I was talking to her. All right, news. All right, questions?
No, thank you.
All right, you feel okay about this?
You're just supposed to play with like 9.8.
Huh? Yes.
Why is it in?
Because weight is a force. F is newtons. Anytime you have F. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and do our notes first. Because I doubt very seriously we get all the way through and I get to work notes at the end of class. I didn't write it up there because we're ahead of 4th period, which I knew we would be after the assembly Friday and the fire emergency on Thursday. Because you're further along in the lab than they are.
You need to show your 4th period.
Miss Wall, you said after.
I'll be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay, I'm gonna be here Tuesday.
I won't be here Wednesday, possibly.
Okay?
Didn't they say we're gonna have bad weather, so we might have a delay? That's why I'm gonna lose after that.
Well, I think our chances on Wednesday are pretty minimal, but based on the forecast I've seen. But you know that we tend to err on the side of extreme caution. So, if there's bad weather north of us, sometimes we go in late just in case.
I prefer that Jersey. Jersey, we get 6 inches and it's still like, put plows on the buses and truck through the snow. It's cold. It's 20. It's -10. They're like, yeah. Well, you gotta go to school. You gotta test today. Go.
So, given that, Miss Henson, I'm sure is just erring on the side of caution in case Dr. Wells decides on an hour delay or something, or 2 hour delay, because you can't do the ACT on an hour delay schedule. We have to be here on a normal schedule
So
to
do we
do
do
the
it all
ACT.
day? Is it like a final?
No, but the ACT will not end until best guess 12:30ish.
Oh, okay.
We'll come back in here.
If you come back in here after lunch, it'll probably be 1 o'clock. Because I'm guessing they'll send you to about second lunch, maybe.
Is ACT something you could like study for, or is it just like
Let me skills.
Did
figure
you
it out?
not come to the Saturday thing? Oh, I forgot.
They just teach you how to answer and then guess when you're out of time.
They said they just taught.
They actually taught you
Oh,
something.
bro.
They actually taught. In my opinion, it was dope.
Well,
I didn't go because my mom didn't have a car right now.
I didn't
so
know
I
it
couldn't
was
get with school.
all right. So if we look at
They just taught you how to guess.
You must have not been listening.
I certainly didn't teach you how to guess.
No, I'm talking about how to.
You just told us not to read all that.
Yeah, you just said.
I told you not to read everything. I told you to go to the graphs and find the highlights, and go to the questions, and then find the answers on the graphs. It's graph reading. But
Well, I know that. I got the book from.
I suck at math, so I already know how to do
Like she bought the book and like.
Alright. So we need to talk about terminal velocity. It's the only thing I didn't do on Friday just because I didn't want to spend all day doing notes. So the last topic that we have under forces is terminal velocity. It'll take us probably 5 to 10 minutes tops to do this. We'll finish the lab, and then we're going to do some review things for the test, which is tomorrow. Yeah, towards the end. 2 things we're going to do on the computer.
What, we having a test on what?
Forces. And then what? Okay. So, terminal velocity is essentially the highest velocity reached by a falling object. Now, when an object is falling, does it speed up the entire time it's falling?
No.
No. Okay? All right, put your phone up. Now, when an object is falling, we've said that it accelerates at 9.8 meters per second squared. The misconception that most students have is that it speeds up the whole time it's falling. And it doesn't. At some point, it actually reaches a highest speed and it stops accelerating. Okay? It just falls then at constant speed. So the easiest way to explain this would be something like a leaf falling. Everybody has seen leaves fall in the fall. Okay? And y'all know I can't draw, so just have to be patient with me and my artistic. I did believe it. Okay, my little stem's a little long. Okay? Yeah, it's a leaf.
Why is it, why, it should be green?
I just drew it with whatever color was up there. Okay? Now, so we know what pulls the leaf down.
Gravity.
Okay. Okay, so gravity pulls the leaf down at 9.8 meters per second per second. Now, what pushes the leaf the other direction? Air resistance, okay? You've all seen that air
Did we put this under high velocity or is that a different thing?
that was just the definition of what terminal velocity is. Now I'm explaining it, okay?
I really thought it was
That was the definition of what it is. All right, air resistance pushes the leaf up. Okay? Now, how do we reach this terminal velocity, this highest velocity of the falling object? Okay? How do we reach that? Terminal velocity is reached when gravity equals air resistance. So remember, these are both forces, right? We've talked about balanced and unbalanced forces during this unit. So gravity is one force that's pulling it down. Air resistance is a force that's pushing it up. When the two forces are equal, okay? When the two forces are equal, we've reached terminal velocity. Now, what does terminal velocity mean? The highest velocity. Now, this is the misconception a lot of people have. Terminal velocity means that we're falling at constant speed. We're not accelerating anymore.
So basically like a max speed.
Yes, it's exactly what it is. Okay? A lot of times when I explain terminal velocity, people think we've stopped moving. No, you stop moving when you hit the ground. Okay?
The terminal velocity is just how fast you can get, and then it's that point, and then
You're falling at constant speed. You can't fall any faster. Okay? It's like max speed, like Malik said.
Driving down at like 60 miles an hour, and that's its cap.
That's its cap. Correct. Okay? Okay? Now, you know you've hit the cap when gravity is equal to what? When gravity equals air resistance. The same thing would be true if you're a parachuter. Let's say you go in the Air Force, the Army, whatever, and you want to jump out of planes. We had this conversation with y'all. Does not appeal to me, but it appeals to a lot of people. They like to jump out of planes. Okay? If you jump out of a plane, you're going to be pulled towards the earth at what rate? 9.8. Gravity is going to pull us that fast towards the earth. We will accelerate towards the earth. However, will we fall at that speed all the way towards the earth? No. Eventually, we will stop accelerating. We will hit a max speed, and that maximum speed is called what? Terminal velocity. Because our air resistance, the air that's rushing up against our body, will equal and level out with gravity, and we will then fall at constant speed. Okay? A lot of people think we stop moving. We stop moving when we do what? Well, we die if we hit the what? Ground. I'd probably die before that because I'd have a heart attack. All right? I just, hit the ground and be splat, but I would die long before that time. All right? Stroke out up there in the air. However, back to my point though, we stop accelerating when gravity is equal to air resistance, and then we fall at constant speed, and that's called terminal velocity. Does that make sense? So if I asked you, going back to the opening again, and the guys are holding hands, and I said on the test, when do they stop accelerating? What's the answer? When they reach terminal velocity. Okay? A lot of times, what do you think people tell me on the test? Yep, I get it all the time. And that answer is wrong. Okay? They can hold hands all day long, but they stop accelerating when they reach terminal velocity. You can tell me when gravity equals air resistance, but you cannot tell me when they hit the ground. Okay? They stop moving when they hit the ground. They don't stop accelerating.
You know what my nightmare is?
What?
Like falling off a building, and then like when you land, you're not dead. Like you feel everything. That would be bad.
Just your legs.
Could you imagine that, like falling off like
falling
the Empire State Building or something, and then you go like, and then you feel it? Yeah.
Alright.
That's
I have now Jada's lab There's lab. Mario.
I'll be scared. You can't even aim for water. You hit that water.
Markells.
It's the elephant one, right?
If you jump out of the plane, you hit water, it's hard as concrete. Because the water doesn't have time to.
Now,
If you, like,
I did not look to see who was done and who was not done. Okay?
We're done.
So, before you decree you're done, check to make sure units are on all 16 blanks on the front page. Okay? If they're completely filled in, all the units are done, and all the questions are answered on the back, then put it back on my stool. Some of them were done, some of them were not, and I was not making a determination on who was and who was not finished. Okay? If you are not finished, okay, take your lab sheet and find your partner, unless you had Jose or Nigel, all right? The equipment is still at the back, and finish your lab, okay? Who was absent Friday? You two, Grace, Isella, you two were absent. You guys can start on it and work on it until people are finished. I'm gonna let Isaiah hand out what we're doing next. The people who are done. Here, Isella and Ashley. Yes, Oatmeal Haven. You were absent also? Come here. You three can work together. Now, those of you who still need to work on the lab, unless you're just doing questions, the equipment's on the back. Who still needs to actually do the procedure part of the lab? Malik and who else? Just Malik? Who's your partner, Malik?
Jose.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Derek, you done with the lab? What part do you have left? The back side? Work with Malik because he needs a partner on the back. Who else needs to do the back? Everyone's trying to work on the problem.
Oh, we're doing that now.
Yes, dear. Just put it on the desk anyway. Justin, did you finish the lab project? Let me see. Let me see.
Get anything for that?
You remember who you worked with? Okay. He's got quite a bit of it done, so he's got quite a bit of it done, you've got quite a bit of it filled in. So you're gonna drop those two things and write down what hit first. So it would work well if like Derek dropped it and you observed, or if Derek dropped it. One of you should drop it, one of you should observe. Okay? Put the extras on my desk and stop putting that on my
Okay.
Did you do the lab? Is it finished? On my desk, I'm going to math problem if it's done. Okay, finish your questions. Do you finish?
How do you find a way?
The what? F equals mg. Huh? What's not gonna work?
MG sample.
Mass times gravity.
Okay.
Where do you need it?
Well, yeah.
It's asking for, what is the force? Mg or Ma? F equals Ma or F equals mg, you can do it either way. It doesn't matter, remember, they're essentially the same formula. If they don't give you an acceleration, then assume it's 9.8, yes.
Kind of tough.
Well, 1 times 9.8 would be 9.8. Yes. That's what you do.
Well, it's,
Say what? Unless you get far enough to do work. So I get all the way down past number
What we do
6.
now?
You're doing the worksheet that says working with forces. Stop with all that crap. We're doing working with forces, and you turn in the lap. Say what?
I said I didn't know because I got to see that before I believe it.
If you wrote I don't know, it's -6.
No, I said I don't know because it all depends on wind resistance and like if I can't see it. I don't know. I've never seen an elephant in the mouth all at the same time. Is that okay? Because I don't think I should get -6 because I actually justified why I said I don't know. So is that good?
I ain't making any promises.
See?
Go sit down.
What's this? This is individual work now? We solving this on our own?
We're calculating using the formula. That is my test.
I got it.
You have working with forces, right?
So you're trying to find the mass. When you just divide everything, you have the acceleration.
Yes. No, you're finding the forces.
And then the second one.
This. Yes. Yeah, stationary is not moving. What's his acceleration? Which is just hanging there. You can't hang it. Yeah.
Where is it hanging?
It means the elevator is just hanging. So what's its acceleration versus what's hanging? So, right.
Yeah.
My brain is not.
Look, almost felt the same time. Looking at black at first, cause like.
Yep, what's wrong? Sorry. All right, so you're finding weight, right? You go to F equals mg. I'm gonna grab my own pencil since the flues go around.
Not even sick.
Doesn't mean it won't be sick.
Wait.
You're dirty.
So far.
For me.
No.
For what? So I gave you the acceleration that time. So use the mass of the elevator and that
Also, we can,
acceleration.
help,
So,
help me,
yeah.
help me,
Equals and
help me.
so that's your mass, and that's your gravity. So, right? See?
Help,
I don't know.
How do I know that?
help me,
Just because you said that doesn't mean it's true.
help me. Is that right? No, right?
The formula is F equals ma. So force equals mass times
Okay.
9.8.
That's it?
Yes.
Wait, ain't it gonna be the same answer? What's the unit I use?
Doesn't matter if it goes up or down.
Newton? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
What do you have to do for B?
Go up, you know, one on it, put 3 at 1,000, that's time without 3.
You can answer
Yeah.
the wrong section. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Hey, is his name on the paper?
Yeah.
Actually, what is like?
This song is so beautiful.
What is it?
My last name
Like move where?
is so sick.
Huh?
Kyrie Field plays on the holiday. Just for a little bit. Oh, that would be that nice.
Yes?
I defined it.
Question, Elizabeth?
You know, I never tried it.
Say how it says wait.
This is how I can't remember what it is.
It's actually wait.
I can do it once I figure it out, but like, just figuring it out.
Time is what's cheap.
I used to do it. You don't have to wait.
Yep. What are you best in John?
No.
What's wrong? Same thing it didn't be. Doesn't matter if it goes over or down. Yep.
Oh, that's how much.
I know, I just.
Correct. Well, that's question.
How did you get that high?
Look what I gave you. So can you use that equal than A? If you've got that? No, but you can use A equals B over C because you got velocity of time. Something we learned last week before. BF minus BI? Yeah, but that's why I said I don't like when they put it on the sheet. I guess should have put B. You guys know we got two B's to subtract. SSS. Your
Oh, never mind.
acceleration unit is on your orange card. You put Lily on? Okay. Yes, ma'am? Where? You're finding F equals MA, finding force. Or weight.
You divide it in number 3.
What's the mass of the elevator?
I would. 2.
And it's hanging there. What's pulling on it? Just the This time, you're finding force, what force? And this time I told you the acceleration is what? Oh, the acceleration is 3. Yep. You said the number's 9.8 because I told you what the acceleration is. You're still using F equals MA.
Oh, you're
You're finding force. The mass of the elevator is still 1,000. But your acceleration is. You're just not using 9.8, whereas this one, because it was just hanging there, the acceleration is not.
So you're trying to keep,
Right, see the difference?
you want
I
to
gave
go
you the
up,
acceleration.
that's what we saw, like 200
Didn't give you the
or
acceleration.
1K, or 800.
Tyler, are you working or talking to Mario?
Doing both.
Good work.
I'm work now.
Why? Why? Just because I came over here and I made a
I'm
nuisance?
doing his work. I know you're right.
times, what is the acceleration? Yes.
So I got that right.
Yeah.
That's why, bro. Oh, okay, cool.
There. Get in here and close the door.
I was some water real quick.
Yes.
Which one? 4D. I didn't get that yet. I'll check it though.
4B is 3,000.
Just give them the answer.
See, it's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
What is loud?
Okay.
What unit did you use? AG, right?
Did you divide that by 9.8? Yes.
Unit?
Use that equals MA because you got force and mass this time. So you can find acceleration using that angle mass.
Tell me if you figured it out. That's what
Yeah, yeah, like this.
And that's all. Yep, so you still know the mass of the elevator is that. You know that's acceleration, and then find force. Okay, so now you have A. Now you use your acceleration and your time to find velocity.
You trying to get lit off? Hey, if it makes you feel better, nobody can really see it. Unless they like really look. So, you don't really need it. I can see it. That's the problem.
It doesn't matter that it's downward or the next. And once you get to 7B, you can stop.
Okay.
Why the 500?
Which one?
4C.
Nope. It doesn't matter that it's going downward. It works the same way as upward on 4B.
Oh. Well, that just destroyed my confidence. So thank you.
No problem. And it means you destroy your confidence.
No, it's fine. It's just that.
Joseph, do you have a calculation sheet in front of you?
No, you don't want.
Have you got one?
Be scared? No. I'll be scared.
No, I got one. I'm done with it.
Then get a calculator.
No. Oh, wait, so weight is millions?
Wait, is it?
Oh, my. Units?
Oh, what was it?
We're going to go over 2 minutes. Yeah. That's why you got a question, right? How? You're only going to 7B and then you're stopping.
Okay, I was going to 7B.
Yeah. Did you not hear anything I said?
No. No.
Do we have
I
to?
said you're only going to 7B and stopping.
Okay, I'm gonna send you the whole paper.
Then stop. What did you do
Well,
7B?
I'm
So you have the person's mass in 7A, right?
Like that.
You're using that in 7B. So I gave you the acceleration due to gravity, which is the G. So you're gonna find F. You have mass in 7A. I gave you gravity in 7B. So you're gonna use those 2 things to find force.
Are we checking these?
Yeah, we're going over them in a couple
Thank
minutes.
you.
Fits when you push down the sharp.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That's right, I'm right.
No, you're not. I didn't do anything.
No, but you're wrong.
What? 4-0.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I did it.
Bet.
5 feet.
Yes, I did.
Bet.
Yes. Huh?
It's been a long time.
I,
Oh. How do you find mass? How do you find mass?
If you have F and A, you can divide.
First of all, you ever order like pizza, and there's just a really shady pizza delivery guy?
Sometimes.
Like, I ordered pizza, and instead of like coming up to the door, it was also raining, which makes this doubly weird. This dude is standing outside, past the porch, in like the driveway, and he's just standing there. And I stand there, and I'm waiting for him to walk up the driveway. He's not like under his car, he's not under anything that's close. He's standing in the rain, and he just got, so you wanna get your pizza? The pizza guy. Like, he's all the way, like, on the door is here, the porch is here, he's over there. He's like, you gonna come get your pizza? It's like $49.99. I was like, I'm not walking out there, man, it's raining and I have no shoes on. And he's like, you get your shoes on? I'm like, really? So I waited, I was like, listen.
Oh, wait, so can I bring some?
Hi. How many questions do we have left to go on the
Just
match
to,
sheet?
give me a second. Well, actually one, actually. I just finished. Give me one, just give me like 15 seconds.
15 seconds, really?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Now, Jay, which one you on?
I'm on 5A.
I know my three who just sat down are not done.
All right, I'm done. You know what's crazy? Have you heard that theory about like how our consciousness is connected with like everything in the universe, right? And like what you think somehow affects my consciousness. So like, have you ever learned like a big word and then like a day later or the same day someone else uses that word?
No, I shouldn't remember.
Oh, well, that's happened to me like so many times. Right? And another example is like when I was a kid, I had that same toy car and now it's like that. That's what's weird. That car is too specific to just be sitting.
Yeah, I just do that stuff.
Nah, that's crazy.
Right.
It might have, I mean, people even like spirits and stuff.
Right.
This is physical science. I don't think you
Believe in souls, right?
I can't.
No? You don't believe in heaven?
You're not allowed to.
All right, so if we look at question one, for those of us who were not working on the lab the whole time. So question one should have an answer of 9.8 newtons. Number two, 646.8 newtons.
Oh,
Overtime?
yeah.
All right, so you're finding weight. The formula for weight,
He's fat boy.
Why are you doing that?
What happened?
there goes. All right, so weight is F equals mg. Weight is F. What was the mass of number 2?
60.
So 66, and what's G?
9.8. Yeah.
So that's how you get the answer. Multiply those two things together.
Oh,
Okay, number 3, 50 kilograms. Number 4A, 9,800 newtons. B, 3,000 newtons. C, 3,000 newtons. And 4B and C, it doesn't matter if you go up or down because it's 3 meters per second, it's the same answer. 5A would be 3 meters per second.
yeah.
All right, you're given in 5A, you have
515 by 5.
1,500 kilograms, which is mass. And then it says you have a velocity of 15 meters per second. And then it says you have a time of 5 seconds. Now, tomorrow on the test, you have 2 formulas that find acceleration. You have F equals ma, and you have A equals VF minus VI over T. And if you remember, this is the formula I don't like on your reference table. You can write this as A equals V over T. Because remember, are you always going to need to find a VF minus a VI? No. Sometimes you just want to find one velocity, or you only are given one velocity. So look at your information. We're looking for acceleration. Do you have enough information to use the new formula right there that we've learned this past week? No. Do you have enough information to use this formula? Yeah, because you have velocity and time. So you could say A equals velocity is what? 15. Time is 5. So A would be 3. Now remember, if you don't know the unit, where can you look it up tomorrow on the test? Your orange card. And it's meters over seconds over seconds.
Yeah.
Now that you have A, you can do the second part of the question in B and find force. So force is equal to MA. Force equals the mass, which is up here at the top, the 1,500, times the 3 we just found, and you get 4,500 newtons.
Give me a second to write that.
Okay.
That way I have,
He doesn't pass every class he has.
Who?
You.
What?
I'm gonna be surprised if you don't pass every class you have.
I do.
I know.
You said what? You're surprised?
I said I'm surprised if you don't pass.
Oh,
You talk very intelligently.
no, that's just a misconception about me. I'm not like that, but I'm not smart at all. I'm dumb when it comes to academics.
All right. So if we look at number 6, it works very much the same way. You have all this information. All right. So number 6, Derek, put your phone up, please. All right. So we have 700 kilograms. Oops, that's 7,000. And you have 350,000 newtons, which is a force, and 2 seconds. All right, which is time. So you want to do the same thing. It's asking you to find acceleration. So if you have the same 2 formulas, which one can we use first? Joseph, which one should we use first? Put your phone up too. Because I know you probably have yours out too. It's just hidden behind the counter. Well, I can't see it as well as I can there.
She's scared.
Right.
It's just on SoundCloud.
It's what?
Somebody send them on
Which
me.
song?
It's just some-
You were doing that mixtape?
Right here,
Jalen. Okay. Spotify stuff.
Oh.
Hey, you better get out of here.
Yes, Jay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Jay.
Thank you, bro. For real though.
All There you go.
I better appreciate people.
All right. So, what are we going to do first? What formula would work best for the test? The F equals MA or the A equals V over T? You got to find acceleration given that stuff.
I'm the wrong person.
I think it's.
That's why we're going to get off your phone. Put it up.
First.
The F equals MA. Because they don't
I know, it's not
A
you
or
guys.
B.
Take your butt out. See if you can hear me. Is it all? Turn your music off. Thank you. All right. So when you look at that information up there, Justin, you have mass and you have force. Which equation up there has two pieces of that information in it? Try paying attention.
I got it. No, I don't.
When you look at this formula,
Bro, that's easy. You got that, bro. Come on.
you got mass and you got force. Take your earbud back out.
She's addicted. My song is too far, bro. You gotta listen.
I'm feeling insulted up here.
Y'all listen.
So you've got mass and you got force.
Maybe.
So when you look at these two formulas, which one has enough information to solve?
Maybe people, I'm not sure.
This one, because it has two pieces of information. So you can plug in 350,000 for the F equals our mass has 7,000 and then times A. So how would we solve for A? If you were sitting in math class, what would we do? Divide by what? 7,000. So A equals, what do we get when we do that? You get what? 50? All right. Now, once we have that and we know A equals 50, now we can use this formula and we can find what? Now we can find the velocity. So we know A is what? We know A is 50.
Your boy knows.
We know V is what we're looking for. And so time is what? 2. And now we do what to solve for the V? Cross multiply. And that'll give us velocity is 100 and meters over seconds. Does that make sense? Maybe.
50 what?
Most of that will be a multiple choice tomorrow.
Really?
Yep.
So how do you tell the difference?
The one that is going to be in accelerations on your orange card, and for velocity, you just need to take one of the seconds off. Number 7, person's mass, 55.1. And on the back for B, if you didn't get that one, don't stress it. It's 92.
Wait, how did you do it?
You take the mass you got in A. You had to take the mass from A, which was 55, and I gave you a different gravity. I told you in B that the gravity of this person is what? That's the gravity on the moon, according to what I told you in the question. I told you the gravity on the moon in that question is 1.67. Okay, I will not have done that on the test tomorrow. Huh? Now, I need you to go get a laptop. We're going to do 2 things that are on the laptops. Huh? It'd be Newton's because it's a force. Well, you'd have to be able to use the equation, but the moon part, no. All right, grab your laptops. We're going to do 2 things. We're going to do a Kahoot, and we're going to do a sorting activity.
I really hope that I have all of my openings in my pocket.
Oh, so too.
I don't believe you. I wore a jacket.
Trevor's gonna be the only
Gonna be what?
Trevor's the only person that's ready to send the papers for each opening.
I am that person. I'm exactly that person.
You so are, Trevor.
If I lose one paper, I lost all my openings. If
Funny,
I lose
bro.
another paper, then.
That's all.
See, Markel, get my Chromebook.
Y'all are going to classflow.com/students.
Oh, we doing that today?
Yeah, we're doing a different activity though.
Oh.
So, this will be our sorting activity.
Who we doing first?
You're in class full first? Why you got square now?
Because
haven't seen
know
her.
they're doing something before, so I thought we're square, but
You want square, you want tips, you want circles, you want diamonds, four on it.
So we're not doing both,
Classflow.com/learner or /student. I don't care which. I thought I'd double click, but apparently I didn't.
Yes, sir.
I didn't do it right. There it goes. It's coming.
What is that, Yerling? What is that phone case? I asked you a nice question.
You see who predicted?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna come back and
Still doesn't rap from that, y'all. Like that now. I don't know why. I typed in third period's names. It still won't recognize y'all.
I get you as well. I'm just not worth it to put in the computer. My name's not.
I actually typed third period's name in the computer. And it still won't recognize y'all. I do not understand the reason. Alright, I've not done one of these. Miss Walker's the one who told me about it, so I set it up this morning. This will be the first time I've tried it. So I played it on my computer. So we're gonna see how it works with y'all. Are we all in? Now, one of the things you have to do tomorrow on the test is you have about 5 questions that you have to choose the right Newton's law based on the scenario. Okay? So I've got, I think it's about 12.
Miss Wall,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have Luis?
No, he's not. Yes, it is. Never mind, it's Mario. Yes.
Okay, can you send him to the office for just a moment and tell him to bring his key?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, I was thinking about pouring.
He'll take the food off.
Hey, you want to take the best? Hey, Mario, you are out and about during lunch. They're probably gonna send you back for the best.
They really won't. They just
call him all the time.
What are they gonna do? Send him to the
Well,
office?
Miss Pendergrass had it last semester, so you might be
So you
safe.
don't have a best, go to the office. That's what I was doing anyway.
All right.
Come on.
Make you carry that dirty vest. No, I'm just playing. It's clean.
All right.
Vince Rector, what are you doing?
Take me.
Oh, we playing a match again? What the? Is that Uncle who? You play now? You play less? No, I don't like this.
They're practicing something right now. If it's true, it'll be fun. Yeah, it's in the practice, so you can try to dress.
Okay.
All right, so take the things at the top and put them in the right category. This is practice for tomorrow.
Can we use our notes?
Yeah, you can use yours. Okay? And I want you to do it at least twice. It'll tell you if you get it wrong.
It will or won't?
That's not great. Just practice for the test.
Oh, wait, no, it's. Oh, you can just restart it.
So I won't tell you.
Oh, it's not.
It will or won't.
Yeah, it'll tell you got it wrong. You had it on your maybe X or something. It'll tell you how many you got wrong. That and it'll kick them out. And it won't let you put it in that bin. You sure? And make sure you're paying attention to them and not just dragging and clicking, because you may see some of these tomorrow on the test.
Bro.
Or something similar.
It's hard.
It's so hard. It's hard.
Oh.
They keep rejecting me, bro.
That's because you're putting it in the wrong spot.
He said, what? You don't know? You don't know.
That's the third one. I don't even know what.
You got what? That's good. Keep going then.
We got 8 wrong over there.
Got 5 wrong. I'm on the question.
Well, then we want to play it again.
I'm gonna play it until I get a perfect score. So amazing. If you have no proof that I've done this over and over, unless the site can record it. Terrible. You knew this one.
Mm-hmm.
Results. Man.
What?
Who wants to play again? Is that all I had to do? You got 20 minutes.
You did it twice, you're good.
I'm done with it. My friend really said he's gonna buy it. Let's see what they do. Hey, you have a money? He's like, no, I'm gonna try to take out a loan. Like, what? This is some of the art. No, my college friend. She was college art. Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does self-portrait.
All right, anybody still working or are we good?
What I'm redoing it.
You're redoing it? All right.
Who had the highest? I did a little bit better.
Okay.
You proud of me?
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Nobody really says that to me.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
wanna do it today?
All right, questions on any of the examples?
Yes.
Which ones?
Just like,
Anything that talks about going faster or comparing two masses has to be which law?
I don't
It's not even know.
It has to be the second law. The second law is F equals ma. So anything that talks about something going faster or comparing masses has to be the second law. Equal and opposite, action, reaction, is the third law. So like the fire hose going forward, or the water going forward and the fireman going backwards, pushing down and pushing up, the balloon going forward, the air going backwards, that's the third law, okay? The first law is inertia. Something has to stay in the direction or the path that it's in, or it has to stay at rest. So when the car's going forward or you're sitting still in the car, you touch the brakes, your body goes forward, that's because your body was in motion. The car was told to stop. Do you think that you stop? No, that's how you go forward. Car turns to the right. You feel like you're going to the left because you were in straight motion. Car turns right, you turn left. Okay, that's why it's Newton's first law. Okay, does that help some?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, anything on that? All right, let's go to Kahoot. All right, I think there's 12 questions in the Kahoot. Huh? Yeah. I mean, unless you think it'll be so quick that you'll be back.
no.
I have something else. But man, I might not call. What is the game? Got 20 more minutes.
Why am I slowly at 7 players? It's taking so long.
Lockdown. What's up, Marty?
Yep, you in? Man, you're back with your earbuds back in again.
Talking about stuff. You always been singing this song. That's the biggest thing. Is that right? I realize.
What I'm missing?
Mr. White, you listen to stuff?
So listen to Frank Sinatra. Listen to Frank Sinatra.
Joseph, you in?
Yeah,
How long does it take to go to Kahoot? Type in your name.
there we go.
Really? Eduardo's already in.
That's what I'm saying.
Water.
Put in Joseph.
Whoa, bro.
Put in your name. Huh? You can put do Mesa, JM, something.
Keep stalling. Stall for another 18 minutes.
She about to exit.
Okay, stop.
I don't. I accidentally
It should be
clicked
an easy
something.
one based on what we just did.
I accidentally clicked something.
We should review nearly all. Like,
I clicked mute.
My bad.
that one.
All right, get off your phone. Get the pin from somebody's computer and join us. I don't really care. All right.
This was in first place.
If you look at this picture,
I mean, it's on the person.
what are those two arrows showing you?
Air and then blue.
Opposites. So which law was opposites? The third law. That's why it's the third law. All right, it's showing opposites.
Can you see?
All right. So
Wait,
F equals MA. 50 equals 10 times A. What do we do? Divide by 10, divide by 10. A is what? 5.
Got snow on this.
All right, that's good. All right, that's inertia. The coin drops in because it stays at rest. We move the card, and then the coin falls because it stayed at rest. Huh?
I just keep moving.
I was like, acting like I was,
I got the last one.
Don't do that on the testimony.
Just see that. We got limited time. I don't really get points.
All right, so when it said the object did not move,
How?
it had to be balanced because the object did not move. If moves, it's unbalanced.
Something's wrong with this thing. How to get right.
if I probably got it wrong, but
First law.
All right, so the hose goes backwards because the water went forwards is Newton's third law.
what is centripetal friction?
Oh my God, right. Oh yeah, I got one.
I'm not even sure. There's not even rolling friction on the thing.
Oh crap, bro. Oh man.
Now, have we talked about centripetal force?
No.
Don't pick it tomorrow on the test. All right. So if we're talking about brake pads on wheels, they slide or rub against one another. That's why it's sliding friction.
What is the total force?
I hope I fixed this one. This one used to be wrong. I hope I corrected it.
What misqualified is wrong? Your mistake.
It used to be wrong. I hope I fixed it. I hope I fixed it.
Calculators and machines, so you fix your question.
Okay, I fixed it. Because it used to be, I used to have it with the red. All right, it goes 25 to the left. You subtract, right? So we got 25, and it goes with the bigger force. So when you do this tomorrow on the test, all right, they're going in opposite directions. So you subtract, 50 minus 25 is 25. Which of these arrows is bigger? The one pointing to the left is bigger, which is why it's to the left.
Grace, get on first.
Oh my God,
Newton's first law. You're at rest. The plane takes off. You stay at rest. And then you feel pushed back because you're at rest. One of those.
So what's the difference between that and the fire question?
I put the fire.
Because the water gets pushed out of the hose,
Oh.
and then you get pushed back because the hose is moving backwards. All right. What's the weight of the box? We're on question. There's only 12 questions.
Everybody kind of paused for a second. I can't fix my head.
What did it give? What, your address?
No, because I was in.
All right. So 4 times 9.8, and that's how we got 39.2.
I'm not still in 6th grade.
You belong.
I was in 4th grade.
Base your answer to the following
I'm
question.
gonna guess. This one.
They're dropping that baseball and the balloon. Baseball and balloon.
Right.
Where's he at? Oh crap.
What the?
She said.
Okay.
Let's run.
I told you this
I'm an 8th
when
grade.
we studied this. I don't care what you believe. The answer will always be which one. They fall at the same rate.
Was he in space?
Okay. It doesn't matter where they're at. Okay?
Doesn't have air resistance.
There's no air in the movie.
I can read all that.
I may have chopped that off, but
See, that was your fault.
the question on the test will state there's no air resistance. Okay? Those questions like that, Grace, will state there's no air resistance.
See,
Okay? Neglect friction, something along those lines, so that you will know there's no air resistance. Okay? But they'll fall at the same rate.
Got 2 more questions.
so that was your fault. We had an answer. I'm just trying to go.
Okay. I'll take the heat for that one. I said no to my question. No way. How would you have to guess on this?
I knew it, bro. The calculator didn't say that.
Oh, yeah, because they get
How
to
would we do this since people are looking at me going, I gotta guess on this?
Dude. He's dumb, bro. That's the so easy.
The Earth's attraction is weight. So F equals mg. F equals 50 times 9.8. And who was it over there? Markel yelling, the calculator didn't say that. What does it say, 490? 490 is closest to which answer? 500. That's why it says is closest to in the question.
I didn't realize.
All right, last question.
Football farther than his friend.
I'm back in fifth. I'm back in seventh.
All right. So how do we do?
Horrible.
Grace got first this time.
Okay. I was trying to catch up.
Now, if you will, the paper that,
Homework.
that, because you have a review sheet for the test. That Diabion's giving you your review sheet for the test. I will be checking it for a grade tomorrow. I'm not giving you one of those fake answers of I might. I'm telling you now, I will be giving you a grade for it tomorrow. If you will, put your computer back in the cart and your calculator in the tub. The first few questions do not require a calculator to work on. Yes, Tyler. It was at Markel this time.
What question we got?
All of them.